Would you drink Chattanooga whiskey?
This simple question launched a movement in 2011, driven by old-fashioned grit and the outright pursuit of Tennessee craftsmanship, with a sole purpose to bring whiskey back to the people.
From 1866 to 1915, there was a huge population of distilleries in downtown Chattanooga, and we couldn't believe that there wasn't already whiskey back in Chattanooga after 100 years. So we just created a concept, put up a Chattanooga Whiskey Facebook page. Overnight, we had thousands of people saying, what is this and how can I get my hands on it?
Lost in all the excitement of bringing whiskey back was one not so minor detail.
At the time, we didn't know much about the law change. There were just a few counties out of 95 counties in the state of Tennessee that can distill.
And unfortunately for these fellas, Chattanooga rests smack dab in Hamilton County, where distilling was deemed illegal. So they shifted their focus to a different type of movement.
Vote whiskey.
Vote whiskey.
Vote whiskey.
Vote whiskey.
Vote whiskey.
Vote whiskey!
Then it became about changing the laws. And so the only way we were going to change the laws is if we raised awareness that it was illegal to distill. So we created a campaign called the Vote Whiskey campaign.
Local liquor company is promoting a Chattanooga product that isn't made in town. Chattanooga whiskey is sold in stores around the area, but it's actually distilled and bottled in Indiana.
When we started the company, we sourced a bourbon from Indiana. We wanted people to get their hands on it, see the package, drink it and go, man, that's really good. Why isn't this made in Chattanooga? A huge part of authenticity is transparency. From day one, we said, hey, our whiskey is made in Indiana. And the only way we're going to make our own Chattanooga whiskey is if you can get behind the story and what we're trying to accomplish.
After 2 years of lobbying for legislation change, Governor Bill Haslam signed a bill in 2013 altering Tennessee's distilling laws, which included Hamilton County. But as the saying goes, there's no rest for the weary.
We had to use 100% Chattanooga local support to get that law passed. And so the entire community of Chattanooga had their hand in getting this company started.
Once we changed the law, it went from Vote Whiskey campaign to whiskey to the people. It's time to prove to the community that we actually know what we're doing and we can build a distillery.
The distilling business is booming these days in Tennessee. Now, we told you about new products in Nashville and Gatlinburg, but tonight, Chattanooga gets a whiskey all its own, even if it's just in name right now. The Chattanooga Whiskey Company is holding a launch party right now downtown, and WDEF...
We threw a huge party, and we called it the Victory Party, where we had 5,000 people show up at a building that was going to be the new Chattanooga Whiskey Distillery. And that building fell through. We went to another location and it fell through. So we took our licks over the period of, close to 2 years.
In 2014, the distillery hired on head distiller Grant McCracken. 1 year later, opened the experimental distillery in downtown Chattanooga's revitalized Arts District.
Less than 5,000 square feet, 100-gallon cooker, 100-gallon fermenters, 100-gallon pot still. We were absolutely a mom and pop shop.
It's in the middle of a city that's really growing and experiencing somewhat of a revitalization, but there's also this essence of taking what you have and working with it and making it your own.
No matter how small it is, let's just make it great and let's prove to ourselves that we can actually make a product.
In August 2017, Chattanooga Whiskey released the city's first locally distilled whiskey in over a century.
Whiskey represents history and it represents craft to Tennesseans. We packaged a 150-year-old story into a bottle. I don't know what's more craft than that.
Well, I guess you know the answer to the question we started off the show with. And the folks in Chattanooga are sipping on some of the finest bottled history ever produced in Tennessee. But I feel there's one question we can't leave without asking.
What makes great whiskey?
Great whiskey to me is a product of passion,
complexity.
What makes great whiskey is
obviously a quality taste.
Time and care.
And that's what we do.